Crazy Hawk became it came into existence because I had retired in 2001 and from show business. I made a lot of money on Xena and I wanted to enjoy life. I bought horses and started becoming like a fanatical trail rider. But after about a decade of that, I realized the writing thing was still in me, and I stumbled on it. I loved my horse and my valley and my world, and I wanted to place something here where I live, but I wanted to have a catch, wanted it to be different. And I'd always loved Canticle for Leibowitz. I don't know if you know the classic post-apocalyptic novel Canticle for Leibowitz, which I noticed is on the Amazon bestsellers recently. It was written in 1957. I don't know what sparked that, but maybe Earth Abides being made into a miniseries has made people interested in that again because Earth Abides was in the 40s and Canticle for Leibowitz was the 50s. And anyway, so one of the things of Canticle for Leibowitz is one of the characters tries to figure out what the world was before the apocalypse. Okay. And that one is a total destruction of all society by a nuclear holocaust. So I wanted to explore that theme, and I wanted to one of the great things about that genre is you get the fun of creating a whole new world, totally fresh. Uh, you know, the what has the world become at a post-apocalypse? But also, you can have your characters reflect on what the world was beforehand, and therefore be commenting on our world. So the world that you and I live in becomes a subject matter for their reflection. Like, for instance, Deirdre loves to, whatever she finds, Deirdre's the main character. She loves, she's, whenever they come on a ruin or anything, she's always looking through paper and books and trying to figure out what the world was like before the collapse, the breakdown. And they know the breakdown was caused by civil war and a great virus and stuff, but she wants to know what it was like to live back then. And one of the things that fascinated her is the reference to this cloud. What was the cloud? Was it a real cloud? She knew she knew they stored information in it, and it's why it was so hard to get books because they were putting all the books in the cloud. But so that and then any book they find is like a valuable heirloom. She on one of her trips, she comes back with she's found the philosophy of Epictetus, and she brings it back to the tribe, and it makes her like that gives her such street cred that she's brought back this wisdom book. And just the exploration of the two worlds, the world I created in the future, plus the world that we live in the past that she's so interested in learning about. And she's right on, and other times she's off. Sometimes she's missing what our world is. One of the things I have is that her tribe is called the Hussars, and they have a technician there who is able to. I like the idea that some technology they're able to salvage, and through solar panels, he's able to power up a DVD player, and they have some DVDs. And watching DVDs from the one I have fun with is they watch Crazy Stupid Love, I think the name of it was, and they're just fascinated. Like, what does that guy do for a living? He just sits at a desk. I mean, how can that be productive? And in that movie, Steve Carell throws himself out of a car, and they're saying, "Who would do that?" They don't relate to actually most of the movies because, first of all, the horses aren't in it at all, and if they are, they're pets. And they live so they like westerns. They like westerns and that kind of stuff, but they can't relate to things that just take place in our society because they've become a society that travels on horseback and horses have become such a major part of their world that a movie about a society that doesn't have a lot of horses in it they can't relate to. Deirdre belonged to a tribe called the Hussars, and they they're horse. I mean, they're mounted raiders. They raid. They do other things. They trade horses and saddles and make wine, the best wine around. But one of the things they do is these mounted raids where they put it bluntly, they steal stuff, and and so each person, so the horses are almost worshipped in the tribe, and each individual is assigned a soul horse from when they were like a preteen, like 12, 11, 12 years old. And Deirdre's soul horse is a Palomino, excuse me, a buckskin. My horse, my real life Danny horse was a Palomino, but I made the fictional Danny in the book a buckskin, and the and she's attached to it. Her just that's a relationship in the book that's very important, and the character of Danny is very important. I dedicate the book to Danny, the real life Danny who passed in 2021, and I got him in 2001, so I had him for 20 years. Just a wonderful, wonderful trail horse, and I give this horse in the book the attributes of the real life Danny had, and it was very meaningful for me to do that. And now, when I started it, Danny was still very much alive, and I was still writing him. So I'm not going to say I did it as a tribute to Danny, but the further I got into it, I realized this is what this has become. This is in many ways a celebration of this horse, and I'm very proud that it works on that level.